Hey guys, so basically I really just wanted to make a video today talking about I'm okay, you know, I'm better than okay. I'm having a good week today, actually. I'm having a good week today. I've been working self-employment. I will talk about that in just a second, trust me. And I have been doing good trading as well. Yes, I still do that. I just don't talk about it. I won't mention it much, but so it's been a good week. And I know I've been talking a lot about a lot of the bad things that have been going on in my life. But truth be told, like, there's also good things going on as well. And I think I tend to highlight the bad a lot because, one, I feel like people are interested when bad things are happening to you. And I hate to say it, but I feel like it's true. Like, people say that I'm real and stuff like that. And I am real, probably a little bit too real. I probably put too much of myself out there. And I feel like one day I'm not going to be like that because I know I'm a very, I'm more of a private, reserved type of person. But in a way, making videos and posting and everything has been therapeutic for me in a way, because I definitely don't do this for the money, the clout, or anything like that. And I've been saying I want to make a video about YouTube and social media and how I feel as a super small content creator. I've been wanting to make that video. It's not coming right now, but at some point I really do want to get real about being a small content creator. But for now, I'll just be talking about what I'm talking about today. So basically, I am okay regardless. I may not be doing how I would like to be doing in a way. And what I mean by that, I may not be making $10,000 a month like I would like to be. But I am doing okay. It's not as bad as it may seem because I'm a very resourceful person and I know how to take care of myself. And that's why I almost laugh when it comes to, maybe laugh isn't the right word, but when it comes to the state of America right now and the economy and the tariffs and all these things and people freaking out and saying we're gonna have to start being more frugal and saving money and things like that, I'm like, that's been my life for the past 10 years, is being frugal and saving money. So like, that ain't nothing new or true to me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's nothing new to me, knowing how to make things work with less and still thrive and still be okay and still, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like a spoiled American who relies on their job and relies on, you know, like their job is their security, and as long as they have a paycheck, that takes care of them. To be truth be told, most people, their provider is their job. The person that takes care of them is their job, or the entity, whatever, that takes care of them is their job. They're babied by their job. They're babied by their paycheck. And I spoke about this in my video where I talked about how I lost my job, my temp job. When I mentioned in that video, I was like, that job spoiled me and babied me. And I had a glimpse of what normal people have when they have good jobs. You know, we're not talking about we're not talking about the minimum wage jobs, the retail jobs, the break your back kind of jobs. I'm talking about, I got a taste of what it was like to be an average American who works like a corporate job in the office, like a comfortable cushion job, making good money, you know. And I get, if somebody has been at their job for like 10 years and they've been relying on a cushiony paycheck, I can understand how you can just be out of touch and like not know what to do if you didn't have that in a way. I myself, listen, life has not been so fortunate for me, even though in some ways I'm definitely blessed and I'm definitely appreciate and I'm grateful and things like that. I can understand and see my blessings for sure, but in other ways, I look at what God has done for others or in other ways, like, you know, like I see that life just seems to be easier for some other people in certain ways. I'm not probably going to get into it, but I think you guys may know what I'm talking about. If not, whatever. But I've had to just get it from the mud. You know what I'm saying? I've had to just learn how to be self-employed by force. So I've been self-employed on and off throughout my 20s. I've had crappy jobs and I've been self-employed, and I just kind of, and even the last job I just had, the cushiony work from home job that I loved, that was me slowly working my way up. So each job I would get would be better than the last. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I've worked as a cashier at a freaking store. Okay, moving on to something else. I worked in a kitchen, moving on to something else. I worked doing delivery jobs, moving on to something else. I've worked, what else have I done? As a waitress, move on and do something else. I've worked from home, but it's a call center job. Okay, moved on to something else, you know? Finally, data entry job. Perfect. I can stay here for a while. This is the job, you know? Work from home, data entry, best type of jobs you can get. And if I ever need to go back and really like work, that would be my number one pick. But I fear that that's everybody's number one pick. I fear that everybody's getting hip to work from home jobs, and everybody wants data entry. Nobody wants to be on the phones, which it's perfectly understandable because like those are the worst work from home jobs to get. But long story short, I just kind of wanted to speak on, like, I've been self-employed, and that's why I'm okay, because I have been making money from freelance jobs. And I don't specify the work that I do intentionally, mainly because I just don't. I don't know, like, I just don't. But I just do side hustle work on the internet, just, you know, and I've been doing it on and off for years. So that's how I knew to just go back to it. I knew when I lost my jobs that it really wasn't the end of the world, because I knew I could go back to doing my side hustle work. And the reason why I wasn't really doing it too much before I got my jobs is because I was honest. If I'm being completely honest with you, I wasn't as disciplined as I am now. I have improved so many things as a person. I feel like my phone is getting overheated. There's a lot of things that have improved for me as a person. And one of the things is I'm a lot more disciplined, meaning I know how to do things when I don't feel like doing them. That's a trait that I really had to work on in my life. Just doing things when I don't feel like doing things and being consistent. Those are two traits that I truly did not used to have when I was younger. Like, it was so hard for me to be consistent with anything, and it was so hard for me to be disciplined, but I've been able to be so much better at it. So therefore, you take that trait, and now I'm doing better with being self-employed. So I wasn't making a lot of money at the time because I would half-ass it, you know what I'm saying? I was not really as disciplined, but now the money is there because I'm disciplined, you know? And it's easy to say, well, what were you doing in April and stuff like, see, let's just take a quick moment. April was a horrible month for me. April was a horrible month for me. And in March, I would have never guessed that April was going to be the way that it ended up being. you know. But April was only such a bad month because of myself. I put the blame completely on myself, okay? And the decisions that I made in April. I was very kind of going a little crazy in April, mainly because we were going on this trip that I just returned back from, you know. We were going on this trip. I put so much pressure on myself to make a certain amount of money for the trip, and I was putting so much pressure into day trading, which I shouldn't have done, and that's why I ended up going so bad. And I was putting so much pressure on working. That's why I was doing the DoorDash stuff. I don't like doing DoorDash. I don't do it anymore. It's still there. I could do it, but like, I could make a whole video on why I honestly hate DoorDash. Like, I don't like it. You're getting low paying offers. I have to drive 25 minutes out to downtown. And third of all, I was getting parking tickets. I got one parking ticket for $90. I haven't even made $90 doing DoorDash. Now, I wasn't staying out there all day. I would just be out there for like 2 hours at a time because I kind of can't. Like, I'm a mom and I have kids, so I can't be out there all day by the time my son is coming home from school. But that's why work from home jobs are so important for me, because I'm a mom and I need to be at home with my kids. I can't be out here working jobs that are away from the house, because my family is weird about watching my kids, even though they're not hard to watch at this big age that they're at. Like, it's not like you're watching toddlers and babies, you know. Like, my kids are at an age where just give them an activity to do and they're good, or let them play amongst themselves, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to do much as a mom, you know, besides feed them and spend time with them. But like, they're not as hands-on as they used to be when they were really little. Like, when you're dealing with an actual baby, you know, babysitting is a lot, you know. But when your kids are 4 and 8, I don't barely have to do anything, like, at all. Like, hell, they know how to make their own food. They know how to operate the microwave. The mommy shamers are gonna come out. Yes, my 8-year-old and my 4-year-old know how to operate the microwave, if nothing else. Now, they don't touch anything else, but my son knows how to cook cup noodles. Once again, oh my God, mommy shamers coming out. Your kid makes cup noodles? They love noodles. I can make something and they wouldn't even want it, and then they just want cup noodles all the time. Like, they eat different things. They eat chicken nuggets, blah, blah, blah. But if you know, you know. If you have kids, you know. Kids are picky eaters. They like what they like, blah, 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 blah. They know how to even just make cup noodles. But a lot of times, most of the time, I fix them food. It's not that it matters. I'm not really here to talk about my parenting. But I was just saying, I do try to raise my kids to be pretty independent anyway, because I wasn't raised that way, and that's why I am the way I am, because I was, but I ain't gonna get into it. But, yeah, my family is weird about watching my kids, and I surely can't do daycare, you know, and, their dad is working now. He works a really good job. So their grandma works at the school on their other side, on their dad's side. She works at the school. So, I mean, honestly, and if I'm being really honest here, on top of all that, I just don't want to put the burden on someone else to watch them. I understand that I'm working, but I'm so used to it. I would prefer to be at home with my kids and let it be on me. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big reason why I can't really have these jobs working outside the house, because now maybe when my youngest son goes to school, that situation would change, because I do have a child that's not in school yet. However, I still would want to work from home, you know, like, that still wouldn't really change much though. I'm just saying, you know, like, I still would want to be self-employed, working from home, blah, 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 blah. There's so many perks to being self-employed, and not having a fear of the time clock, not having a fear of taking a day off if I needed to, or taking time off. Like, maybe I just want to take a nap, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, like, maybe I just want to take the first half of the day off to, I would feel insecure about asking my managers for the day off to take my kids to the doctor and stuff. Like, even though that was totally valid, totally fine, but I just have this pressure that I would just feel scared to come to my managers and to ask, even though they'd be fine with it, like, sure, you know, but like, I don't know, I just always have this fear when I have a job, like, I can't do anything bad, I can't do anything, you know, I have to show up every day. I would barely call off and all that. I honestly never call it. This last job I had, my work from home job, I like never took off. And I was even had the flu. There was 2 separate times where I was very, very sick. Very, very sick. And deserved to have the day off. But I still like crawled in the office and did work and, you know, did what I needed to do. I would crawl back into bed and take a nap here and there, but trust me, I remember that was not too long ago where I was super sick, fever, should not be working, and I still felt like I had to show up for work because they were weird about calling off. They didn't really have anyone to go to take the day off unless you told somebody in advance. How am I going to tell somebody in advance that I'm sick? But I don't know. Maybe there is a way to do it, but I'm just not, like, I'm just weird. Like, it's really just me more than anything. My phone is getting like super dark. I think it's just because it's adjusting to the heat. Like, it's kind of hot. It's getting hot. Ooh, she's dark. But like, another thing is like, what was I gonna say? Gee, I don't even remember. What was I going to say? And dude, like, yeah, so listen, I live in Texas. It gets hot here. It gets hot. It's gonna get hot, you know, as June, July, August, July and August. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't know. And that's another reason why I don't really do the silk presses. But you know what I might do? I might start doing cornrow braids. I know how to cornrow my own hair, but I was thinking about adding braiding hair to it so the hair is like this long, and just do cornrows all summer. Something I've never really done before. I'm not really much of a braid girl in general. I see the girls do braids and I love it, but the price that people charge for braids, I don't want to pay $100 and some for braids just for my scalp to be super tight and hurting for 3 business days. Then I'm gonna probably keep them in for a while. I'm the type of person to keep braids in for like 3 months, you know. So, and then the takedown process, everything is a process with braids, and it really just, for me, feels just not worth it, you know. Even though I see the braids and it's so cute, especially the what are they called, like the milkmaid braids or the boho braids. It's the braids where it's like knotless braids and it goes all the way down, and then at the bottom it's like free hair, but it's like curled, and it looks so pretty, especially when it's long and it's like curly at the bottom. It's so pretty. But like, if I were to get braids, it'd be that. But the only braids that I know how to do on myself are cornrow braids, and I don't even know how to do those like super neat. I know how to do them like decent, but I can't do them like an actual beautician. Perhaps if I keep practicing, I'll get good at them. But so I'm thinking, even though the braids ain't gonna be super slayed and laid, I'm going to do cornrow braids all summer. You know what I'm saying? Just keep them in for about like 2 to 3 weeks, take them out, wash my hair, rinse and repeat, and just wear cornrows all summer. But we'll see, because I'll probably just kind of alternate, to be honest with you. But it's good as a black woman with 4C hair. It's good to know how to do your hair. And that part, you know, the girlies freaking out about how they're gonna pay for this and that. I've had to learn how to do my own hair. And I'm pretty sure some people will argue and say, well, that's why your hair be looking raggedy. Sometimes it looks raggedy because, number one, I don't really care about super slayed and laid hair all the time. Like, I actually like more of a messy look sometimes. The girlies that get it, and the girls that don't. The suburban black girls get it. The hood black girls may not, but because I know the hood girls always got to have their hair done. But, you know, I do like more of a messy, disheveled look from time to time. That's just my style. I don't like laid and slayed hair. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the lashes. I don't even like the nails that much. I'll get my nails done rarely. At the time, it was because I was on the computer a lot and this and that, but I might try to do my nails more. We'll see. But I know how to do my own nails. I know how to do my own feet. I know how to do my own hair. I don't do lashes. I know how to do my own makeup. You know what I'm saying? I know how to do my own braids. I know how to do my own silk press. So I could wear my natural hair if I wanted to. Like, I know how to do all those things on my own for a fraction of the cost instead of going and getting stuff done. So I'm not over here freaking out about how am I going to upkeep getting my hair done? What am I going to do to my hair for the summer? Upkeep, you know, figure out how to do this and how to do that. Not to mention, like, I bought, like, even when it comes to, like, say, working out and fitness and stuff, I don't have a gym membership. I have a walking pad that I walk on every single day. I have a smartwatch. I have a scale. I have weights that I got from Five Below. I work out at home. I don't go to a gym. You know, all these little expenses that people be having because they're comfortable and they make comfortable money. Like, I've been struggling for years. I know how to just get it how I live. You know? I've worked with programs to get stuff for free. If you looked at my bathroom, and most of the products in my bathroom, skincare and makeup, I've been sent for free. I know how to work the system, friends and family. I get food stamps that I'm not ashamed to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I get food stamps and I don't pay for groceries. I've been there. And if my food stamps were ever cut off, I would know how to provide elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? I know how to shop at Kroger or Aldi, or, you know what I'm saying? I know how to make $40 stretch for a week or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get into it. I know how to be frugal. I know how to spend like nothing. You guys have noticed I haven't been doing any shopping hauls. I haven't been spending no money. I know how to do those things. And I still know how to take my kids out for either free or for minimal. I know how to go to the museum for free. I know how to just take them to the park. I know how to go to a celebration station with $30. We love to walk around the mall. We have summer activities that we're going to be doing. And I'm already thinking about that. What are we going to do over the summer? Well, since I'm self-employed, you know, see, the working people, you know, you have to figure out what you're going to do with your kids, you know, this and that. But since I'm self-employed, you know, I've already been thinking about how I'm going to be taking my kids here and there for the summer. Where I'm going to take them, how I'm going to take them out, how we're going to do things on a budget. And yeah. I don't want my neighbors sitting here looking at me like I'm crazy, but it is what it is. I think my neighbor's a Trump supporter. If I'm being completely honest, that's exactly the energy that they give. But they're friendly. But anyway. Listen, you know how you just be so hot, like under your boobs, under your breasts be sweating? Yeah. So anyway, like, I can't imagine the people who be unemployed and don't have any type of side hustle to do when they're unemployed. And I know people like that. And it's just like, that's the real mystery to me. The people who don't know how to survive without a job. That's the real mystery to me. Because what are you telling me? You've been without a job for 6 months. You've been completely unemployed. And you haven't been making any money. Not a dime. You've just been truly broke. Like, that to me is truly broke. You don't know how to make any money. You come up with excuses every time I give you ideas. Why don't you do delivery jobs? And why don't you do a dog sitting? And why don't you, like, there's stuff out here that you can figure out and find. Why don't you do Amazon Spark? And da-da-da-da. Well, I can't do that because this. I can't do that because that. Okay. How are you making $0 for months while you're looking for a job? Because getting a job isn't as easy as it used to be. People be without jobs for 6 months to a year trying to find another job. So how are you out here making $0? Like, literally. And to the people who live in an apartment, how are you paying your bills? Now, some people, maybe you have credit card debt. Okay. But to the people who don't, like, what are you doing? You're telling me you're living with someone, you're living with your parents. Okay, but how are you paying for food? Is someone literally paying for all of this stuff? Your parents helping you with food and gas, I guess? Like, I don't know. Yes, I live with my mom, but that's about the only thing that my mom does for me is just allow me to live with her, you know what I'm saying? And I still have to, like, throw her some money, and she'll provide a meal here and there. Okay, that's true. She'll provide a meal here and there, but I can for sure feed myself and my kids on my own. I can provide my own gas money. I can provide any and everything that I need. I don't ask my mom for nothing, and she doesn't provide for anything. You know what I'm saying? She isn't keeping me fed. I have to do all those things on my own, which I'm proud to do. I want to do. That's what I should do. That's, I just want to get in my own place. Then I would truly be, and she used to let me drive her car, so I'll give it that, but it wasn't like every day. It wasn't like, it was like maybe once or twice a month to get groceries only. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like just no freedom, but that's why I have my own car. But as I should. But like, yes, you guys see I live with my parents, but like, that's really where the line ends, is just I live here. I'm not being taken care of by my family. My family doesn't give me any money, even though my mom has a really good job, and she, but I don't want to be, I don't want help. I need to be independent. I need to do this on my own. And like, I do my best to stay out the way. I don't cause issues with my family. I clean up the house the best that I can. And that's even when it comes to my kids. You don't have to watch my kids. I watch my kids. I keep their room clean. I keep them fed. I keep them entertained. They help in the best way, in the ways that they can and want to. They help in the ways that they want to and the ways that they can. And I do appreciate that. They used to do so much more when I was younger and couldn't provide for myself, even less. But like, yeah, I don't know how y'all out here like with $0 for months. And I think that weirdly enough, sometimes in a way I do be feeling like I do wish I had a credit card to just charge. But I can 100% assure you, if I had a credit card, I 100% assure you I'd be in major credit card debt. Major. Like, if I've had a credit card throughout my 20s and I just paid the minimum balance, but, everything else, I can't even imagine the debt that I would have. Like, you know how people say, like, I'm $40,000 in credit card debt, like it's a student loan, you know, like that would be me. That would be me. So me not being able to be approved for credit cards saved me. And I know you say, like, that really doesn't save you because that means you have bad credit. Listen, you know what's crazy? It's so easy to have bad credit, especially when you're super young and you don't know anything about credit. I went from having no credit to having like bad credit in like the same year, it seemed like, because the car I had bought was about to get repossessed, but my mom kind of took care of the situation. But there's a lot of stupid things I did when I was like literally 18, 19 that I have to pay for now that I'm 29. You know what I'm saying? Getting my credit back. So I've been building my credit. Okay. That's neither here or there. I don't know why I'm talking about all this. I really just wanted to talk about how I'm doing okay. I always make plans to myself, even if I don't discuss them. I'm always making plans, figuring something out. Something gets figured out unless I sit here and I completely say, you know what? I ain't got nothing else, fam. I don't have nothing else, chat. I think we're cooked this time. But no, I'm not. Like, even though bad things are happening, I still am gonna pick myself up because that's the type of person I am. I'm not gonna sit here and just whine about things. I'll complain, don't get me wrong. I will complain. But I'm not gonna complain about the same thing over and over and over again. I'll complain and then I'll fix the problem, at least the best I can. And I know I've been hitting you guys with a lot of videos about bad things that's been happening, but truly, like, April was a crash out month. From the whole month was just me crashing out. And you know what? That's human as well. Sometimes that's human. Just kind of losing your mind a little bit, trying to figure out your life until you come to a peaceful place again. And this is what I've always wanted last month, because I don't like being out of control, you know. So all month I was like, I just can't wait for things to feel normal again. Like, that's all I want, is for things to feel normal again. Here we are. I'm booked and busy, you know what I'm saying? I have I'm gonna be very busy next week, and you know, I'm gonna start getting these payments, and I still haven't got my lawsuit money and my tax return money. So that's also over $3,000 that I will be getting, that is going straight into savings. Let's talk about the fact that I'm going to be saving. I'm just simply going to be saving. Like, that's it. That's the word. I'm just going to be saving. That is the main. The thing is, you guys, I am currently making about the same amount of money that I was making when I was working my job, which is a blessing. But I only make that money when I'm super locked in. So I'm locked in and I've been really working, right? And the only reason why I wasn't really doing that in April is because I was so focused on making money instantly. Like, the way that I get paid at different, like, I have multiple different things that I do. So one job may pay me in 2 weeks. One job pays me whenever they approve of it. One job pays me instantly. One job pays me weeks out. You know what I'm saying? I do so many different things, UGC, you know, different things like that. So I don't just get a solid paycheck on Fridays anymore like that. You know what I'm saying? I get money like at so many different times. So what I'm trying to do though is take the money that's in my PayPal balance and send it to my bank account on Fridays, so they can start kind of recognizing that as a direct deposit. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I want to try doing that, because when it does come time for me to apply to an apartment and whatever, and they want to see bank statements, they want to see proof of income, that is probably the best that I can show them, the best I can give them. I don't know, but or I can show them my W-2 for my previous job, which was even better, but you know. But yeah, that's the thing, like, I'll still do a little shopping here and there, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm gonna be just mainly focused on saving money for the most part, and we'll just have to see what the future brings. The crazy thing is, it's my birthday month. My birthday is this month on the 22nd, so I'm like in between being like, should I splurge and like have a good birthday, even though I'll be turning 29, which is we'll talk about it when the time comes. But I'm thinking to myself, should I go all out and like spoil myself for this month, or should I just focus on saving and just try to be frugal and don't do it big this year, but just focus on doing it big next year? I don't really know. I really want to treat each birthday as if it's my last and try to just do it big anyway. But we'll see. We'll see. I can't do it real big because I'm not going on a trip for my birthday, but you know, this Florida trip was close enough to my birthday in a way. But I was kind of thinking about like doing a hotel and getting a massage and then going out to eat pretty much. And I just really want to be alone for my birthday. I'm not a birthday party kind of person, and honestly I don't want to spend my birthday with anybody because people ruin the vibes. I like being by myself. No kids, no man, no friends, no parents, no nothing. I just want to be by myself. Get a hotel for a night, go out to eat, get a massage. I will do my hair, my nails, my makeup, do a little photo shoot, and just, yeah.